As you may or may not know, I love Venom. I love Venom so much, I have 24 Venom statues I've purchased. And the real question isn't, why would you purchase 24 Venom statues? The real question that we're going to answer today is, which one's the best? Hey guys, Mr. X with the Xtreme channel coming at you with another Xtreme collectible topic. So whether you're new to the channel or you've been here a long time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because believe it or not, only 35% of the people that watch are actual subscribers. This way you'll get to know whenever new content comes out. Doesn't mean you have to watch it. You can choose. You have that power. But today I'm really excited because we're going to do an interesting topic. I have purchased over 24 Venom statues. That's right, 2 dozen. And we're going to find out which ones I like the best. So before we dive in, there's a few things we need to talk about. My God, Mr. X. Well, you guys are cheaper than therapy. So first of all, we're going to talk about a few that I've purchased, but they haven't arrived yet. That's right, they're on pre-order or purchase order or whatever the hell you want to call it. So most of these should come in sometime in 2020, if not 2021 for sure. And kind of a heads up, some of these I'm going to talk about are what we call licensed pieces. So Marvel or, I guess it's Venom. So Marvel or the creators of Venom have actually signed off on them. Some of them are custom. They're private commissions, not signed off. I can't help you get any of those. I do apologize, but suck it up. So let's just start off with a bunch that are coming in. So we're not going to rank these because I haven't seen them in person. I'm a big believer that you don't judge something based off pictures or in renders. Sometimes videos help, hence why I have the channel. First one is a custom 1/4 scale Venom, and most of these I think will be 1/4 scale, so obviously it's Venom. That's kind of stupid, but you guys have seen pictures of this one before, and this one arrives early April, so you will be seeing this on the review table very, very soon. Next one, there's two different pictures here, and I'm actually attaching a link at the top to someone who reviewed the prototype. This one I'm really excited about. He will definitely be in the top of the list, I think. Looks absolutely amazing. Another one, kind of a different take. This is also a picture of the prototype. I have this on order, and the person who made this actually also made one that is in the top 10 we're going to look at. Another prototype right here that I have on order, production piece. Kind of a creature-esque Venom, and you guys know that whole conversation. We're probably going to talk a little bit about that today. Here's another from a classic comic book cover. This is just the render, so it's not a prototype, but very excited because we're actually going to talk about, actually I think all of these are custom, so right now the ones that I have on order. Totally forgot what I was going to say, but here, this is another one. And then the last one, I can't even show you pictures of because there's not a render. Mr. X, you bought a statue without a render? Yeah, that happens a lot. Some custom commission makers, they will just throw out an idea and you better get on board, otherwise you will miss it. And it's a gamble, granted, but most of the time it does pay off. So there's also some other pieces that we're not going to look at, and these are Venom related pieces. So Venom is somehow incorporated into this piece, and a few of these I actually have in hand and some of them I don't. So really quick before we move on, if you see this symbol right here during any of the pieces we look at, that means I have reviewed that piece on the Xtreme channel. So you can go ahead and find that review, probably type in Xtreme channel Venom and it will populate somehow. But first one that is still on order is actually a Venom pool. So this is a Venomized Deadpool, and there's so many different switch outs on this. This one should be coming in March or April of 2022. So you will see this of 2020 as well, not 2022. Another one I have reviewed, here's the picture from the review, is a Deadpool kills Venom. So it's not a Venomized Deadpool, it's a Deadpool kills Venoms. So he will not be in the countdown even though he is Venom related. Another one not in the countdown that I also own is Anti-Venom from Prime 1 Studios. And I think everything we've looked at so far is 1/4 scale, meaning 4 times smaller than real life. Then the next one I have on order, also from the people who made that Venom on Wall that you saw, and you're going to see another piece from them, is a Hulk vs. Venom. Hulk and Venom are some of my top 5 favorite characters, as most of you guys know. And this was supposed to come in December, so it should be here very, very soon. Now we're going to get down to the countdown of the top 14 of Venom pieces that I have in hand. And this was tough. This was really tough. Some of them were really easy. This is definitely last place. This is definitely top 2. But the middle ones, especially I think 3 through 6, I'll kind of remind you when we get to there because we'll start at 14. They're all tied. It was incredibly difficult. And also I want to emphasize, when I decided to do this, first I looked at, okay, let's see which one has the best concept or paint or sculpt, kind of like Xtrumble style. If you don't know what Xtrumble is, it's something we do here on the channel where we put 2 statues of the same character or similar characters in front of us and we review them. Xtrumble stands for Extreme Rumble. And eventually we will do like a March Madness style Extreme Rumble of this, but this video is just my favorites. And when I say my favorites, it doesn't mean best paint, it doesn't mean best concept, it's just I like that the best, and that is the last one I would sell. So it's still incredibly difficult. Now, knowing that these are my favorites, you can disagree with me. It's okay. I'm still going to have some dick riders that are going to say, you're wrong. Oh, Jesus loves you and I do too. Let's get started. This first one right here is by a company called Concrete Jungle. This is what they do. They take characters and turn them into an animal. This is a dog that turned into a Venom. Very cheap as far as price. It was only about $100 I think, and I bought this on a whim. It's my least favorite, so it ranks in at number 14. Scale wise, I want to say this guy's 1/6 or possibly even 1/7. Number 13 is actually one I'm giving away as part of my last sub giveaway. On February 29th, we're going to announce the winner of this. This is made by or spelled right below. This one's okay. I think this is a medium end collectible. It's worth about $300. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Number 12 is actually from Jack of the Dust. It's a Venomized skull. So it's a Venom statue. It's a skull that has a little bit of a Venom twist to it. You can check out the review on my channel. Kind of an interesting piece. The next one is by a company called INF, and I don't believe any of the ones that we've been through, or some of them are licensed, but INF, I've reviewed this one as well. I'm not sure of the scale, but I'm guessing it's about 1/6, 1/7, kind of like the dog I was talking about. Kind of a cool, neat little piece, a little bit different. I also have a Hulk on order from them as well. Now we're going to get into some, and I think this is going to surprise some of these, or I think some of these are going to be surprises to you guys that I'm ranking things lower than most people would. But again, it's just my favorites, and I really went back and forth for pretty much the rest of them, to be honest with you, other than the top few. I probably changed the ranking like 5 or 6 times, and it wasn't, okay, number 4 should be number 3. It was number 8 should be number 1. Yeah, it's chances are my favorites will change tomorrow, but I'll show you actual pictures of these as well. Coming in at number 10 is the XM Studios 1/4 scale bust. And I've had this for quite a while, and I'm shocked this still goes for about double the original retail. It's a very cool piece. What I really like about it is it's kind of the Venomized version of the symbiote not attached to Eddie Brock, which is kind of the way that I envision it. I should review it someday. It is a really cool piece, but at the price it goes for $800 or $900 sometimes. This next one is a custom life-size bust, and I really, really like this piece. I think one of the reasons that the number 10 and this one, number 9, are not in a higher rank is because they don't have the whole body, and I like whole bodies. That's just the realism of it. It is a very cool piece, but that whole kind of whole body debacle explains why number 8 is the Sideshow Bust. So this is another life-size bust. It is licensed, made by Sideshow Collectibles, And I think the reason it's not higher ranked is simply for the fact I like arms and legs. Number 7, I think, is the first Venom statue I ever got, and it's right there. Is the Xtreme Studios Venom. This is a very cool piece. They were one of the first ones to do that transformation portrait, and I love it. It's the only one I keep here at home with my Spider-Man collection. The rest are at my office that are part of the picture of the thumbnail you saw in the beginning. Number 6 is really going to surprise some people. A lot of people consider this to be number 1. And I'm kind of shocked it's not, because the custom group it comes from, they're number 1 in a lot of stuff. But this is the custom Bug Eater vs. Spider-Man. And I have reviewed this, number of different switch outs. What I really like about this is it's a diorama. And the Spider-Man's actually removable, so you don't have to display him with it. But it's kind of a different take on Venom. Very, very creature-like, almost no human element at all, it seems. Number 5 will also be considered number 1 by quite a few people, and it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. But it is this custom Maniac Venom. Couple different head switch outs, hand switch outs. This one is probably my favorite when it comes to pose. The true Venom. The base concept is awesome. It's one of my favorite concepts for the base as well. I thought this one would be higher than number 5, but it comes in at number 5 currently today on my list. Very cool piece. And what's funny, most of the ones we're looking at, the custom ones at least, are they flip for twice as much, or 50% to 100% more than they're originally worth. And I think that's the exact same with number 4 here. Number 4 is another custom 1/4 scale Venom. And this one I think would be higher if there wasn't so much blue in the paint. And I talk about this in the review I did. But currently to date, I think this one has the best transformation portrait. And that moves it up quite a bit on the ranks as well. I also like a lot of what they did with the base. Very, very cool piece. Number 3 would be number 1 if I like the pose better, because the base is the best base I've ever seen for a Venom piece. The commanding presence of this one by Prime Studios is awesome. It is just awesome. I'm a big fan of this. I don't like how his arms are backed and hunched over, but this is like this whole big diorama going on. 3 different head switch outs on mine, the exclusive at least. Believe it or not, I've never reviewed this guy. I opened him up at my office and kept him there ever since. Number 1 and 2 are customs. So a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what about Sideshow's pieces, Mr. X, or Halamaw had one. Here's a picture of those right now. I was never a huge fan of these, and again, this is where a lot of dick riders will say I'm wrong. That's just my opinion. I don't know what it was. I just never, they never spoke to me. Yes, my statues speak to me. But number 2 really surprised me, and it's my newest Venom piece, I think, and it's because it's for a lot of reasons, but the main thing I think that drove it is it's almost 2 different statues in one with all the switch outs, and you can check that out on the review. But this Venom right here, I don't know what to call it. I think I love it because it's so different, even though it's a classic building base. I'm not a huge fan of the paint on the base. I think that would have possibly elevated this to number 1. But I really am digging this piece, and it could be because it's new. And that might be a reason. Remember XM Studios Venom, that one right there was kind of lower on my top 10 list, maybe because I had it so long. When you have a newer piece, you're kind of more excited about it. Now you guys are wondering what my number 1 piece is. Well, my number 1 piece I had to buy for a flipping price from a gentleman out there. I'm sure he's watching. And I'm actually really glad I bought it. When I was doing this list, this one was easily number 1. There's some controversy about this piece of where it comes from. I bought it secondhand, so from a very reputable guy. And this is it right here. This is a Marvel vs. Capcom Venom. And this almost didn't make number 1 because I hate plain black bases, but I love this piece. This is the blue variant, just like the video game. Only 5 of these were made. There's some black ones out there. I love the fact you have some switch outs for the shield. This is my favorite Venom statue today. I'm a big fan of it. Just because it's my favorite doesn't mean I'm supporting any controversial work. And when I say that, there's a whole bunch of drama that I try and stay away from in the statue world. But yeah, that's my current favorite Venom piece. So one day I'm going to do a March Madness style with all my Wolverines, do a bracket style, and then eventually we'll find a winner. We're going to do that with Venom. We'll actually put them on the table and compare them piece by piece. We'll do that with Hulk as well, and possibly, I'm trying to think of Magnetos. We'll eventually do that with Magnetos. And Silver Surfers we would, but they're all Grails, so they'd all win in the end. Not all of them, but yeah, so that's my top Venom statues. Let me know what your guys' favorite are. If there's one I didn't even talk about, or if there's one that's coming out you're most excited about, or if it's one that's on the list. Really love that feedback, and it's interesting to hear your guys' take. And again, these were just my favorites. Kind of the quintessential decision for me was, would I sell this? And if the answer was absolutely not, it moved higher in the list. If it was, yeah, I could live without that one, it went lower on the list. But that's kind of how I got there. So really appreciate you guys watching, and until tomorrow, take care. Oh,